one where like they'd play on like a table and the screen was behind them, and it was another one of the issues where it was like spawning in the, and then the volume would cut out, and like it was very easy because they just had their normal headsets on, so like if any cheering or something like that was going on, it would trigger them to do something. So immediately after MLG Dallas, they built those booths, they did sound canceling, and everything's great from there. This time around, I think it was a typical MLG, with the exception of the fact that all of their Sandy people were, all of their people were displaced by Sandy. So a lot of their experienced crew weren't there. So the fact that they were even actually able to like fulfill and have an actual legitimate tournament was pretty fucking badass in itself. But they had plenty of chairs, they had plenty of viewing. The viewing experience there at Dallas was the best I've seen. It was very pleasurable. It was fun to watch. They will be there, Dallas 2013. Dallas was a success this year, and even more so. It will be there 2013, definitely. But like back in 2011, it was just like there weren't any booths. Like they could hear each other. I mean, they could just go like this and see what happened on the screen. So I don't think anyone did that, but it just wasn't a good tournament environment. And there's nothing more boring than like watching the game. I'm like, I could have done this at home and I could have sound, but at MLG Dallas this time we had sound, and it was a blast. It was really, really fun. I just, for about another 30 minutes, and I'm trying to remember if there's anything that came to mind, or some cool things that happened. So definitely, tell your, go on Facebook or Team Liquid and say I'm doing this shit. They are. We were able to. They also had a featured station, which is like right when you walked in. They had two stations that were actually lifted above everyone else, and they had the same monitors, and then they actually had like an LCD screen above it, displaying the actual gameplay. So at the end of Saturday night, we were about to leave to go get food because the night was about to wrap up. And we just got done watching like Oz versus Leenock, like this sick 2v1, like double Nidus Worm, like Colossus Hydra bullshit. Like we just got done watching that kind of game. We're like, what? So we watched Acer Scarlet, and my wife really likes Scarlet because she's a female competitor and she kicks ass and she's Zerg. My wife plays Zerg, so she kind of relates. So we're watching her set up, and she has everything turned on low, and she actually turned off sounds, and we're like, how are you gonna hear the game? She actually hooks her, and she was wearing the Banshee headphones for StarCraft, and you can't use USB headsets for the StarCraft 2 competition. You have to have a 3.5mm port, so no USB headsets were allowed, but she was wearing it, and we're like, what the fuck is she doing? She didn't even have it, like, she wasn't using it for, like, sound. She's like, I just use it to dampen out the sound. And then she'd have, like, iPods or earbuds actually go into her iPod. She actually played music that way. So when she played, she literally just, everything that was on the screen is all the information she got. So nukes and Niduses might be a little bit hairy. but you just realize on your map awareness and go from there. But she played against Daisy, and it was really funny because we were able to watch the chat too. Daisy played Protoss, and they're like, good luck, have fun, don't do any Imba Immortal Sentry bullshit, please. And what does Daisy do game 3? Imba Immortal Sentry bullshit. So we were able to watch her, and it was kind of cool to cheer her on, and it made us miss my little sister because Scarlet reminds us of her in a lot of ways. So we were able to do that. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get anyone else on. I'm starting to spam my friends list. And I have no one online. It's kind of funny. But it was like it was very, very fun. I know sometimes they had a lot of I know MLG had gotten a lot of shit for their admins and the way that their competitions ran, but I had absolutely no problems with their stuff being successful. So it was very, very badass. It was very, very fun. I was actually in a lot of the views too, so if you're ever watching like the camera pan overs, I was always like stretching or standing and showing off my back. Dude, go off my stream, asshole. Do they normally release replays from MLGs? I don't think they did. Oh, holy shit! Yeah, I gotta show another thing too. Like we had some. There was definitely a lot of League of Legends cosplay. This is a mutual friend of mine. The gentleman in the middle is named QT. And there were some people that cosplayed very, very slutty versions of the League of Legends characters. I have no idea who this person is, but she walked around half naked the entire time, and on her rear there was a bunny tail. What else? So also too, there was definitely one or two other very slutty League of Legends people that were actually cosplaying the entire weekend. So it was kind of it was fun. So that's kind of what the game plan was for that. I kind of knew that, or I think I'm gonna sound like a dick saying this. Scarlett's sexuality is or gender is kind of, I guess for me to politically say it, disputable. But to be perfectly honest, I don't give a shit about that. So the fact that she wears that kind of the fact that she wears that card and runs with it, more power to her. So I don't like. Cool, she plays StarCraft, and she can kick any one of these people's ass in the chat, including mine. Let's see if I can find the... I'm going to hide it this time. I don't have anything too revealing on my Facebook there, but Savvy posted quite a few stuff on there, too. Sabrina Sarver. But we'll actually go through, I guess, the photos of it. I was at MLG, bruh. Ask me questions, asshole. So that's the this is pretty much the spectator area. So like I said, like this is exactly where we were sitting, and we had Major's view was over here, and Life's view was over here. And I know it's kind of hard to see in the picture, but we were able to see food and money values the entire time. There weren't any kind of issues with that. The spectator view was perfect. It was great. We had great views. The only thing that we kind of had problems with, or at least I did, was this booth kind of blocked the mini-map depending on the position you were sitting in, but I dealt with it. I don't know who's back. A picture she was taking at right here, but okay. She's also taking pictures of some random chicks too. Alright, alright. I can get behind that. That's kind of how the actual vendor or the spectator area works. So that was where like the main stage was, and in the very, very middle was where MLG Dallas was actually being held. These are actually pictures of the room. The Omni Hotel is actually very, very fucking nice. They have an I'm Home dock, and everything was nice and swanky. They also had a TV in the mirror. You know you're in a swanky place when there's a television in the mirror. We got a great view. Here's where I was actually warming up. So I'm actually sitting right next to Evil Geniuses, and my very, very large hide was actually warming up and practicing. I had no idea, like, I didn't know he was there. I was just warming up and practicing. I was like, oh, hey Greg, what's up? And then to the right of me was Thorzane. To the right of him was Demuslim and Naniwa. So I mean, it was nice to be able to be, you know, kind of. There were lots of pro players around you, and Sabrina even went on to say, like, in control, like, watched me play very, very intensely, and actually gave a nod of approval whenever I won a game or two. So this was another game that I was actually playing or getting warmed up because they kicked him out. Like, that was the only thing. There was actually there was actually an issue where like a tweet where Jenna Bain was actually kicked out of the competitor area. My wife was kicked out of the competitor area. So, I mean, the only people that were legitimately allowed in the competitor area were press or competitors. Pretty much everyone else was kicked out. So, and I think that's a good thing. But, you know, it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, Anna Prosser, which is, I guess she was considered press, was allowed in there. But do what you want to with it. I don't give a shit. Biggest sets of boobs you've seen. I want to know your size. Well, Boston, other than your mom being there, I'd probably have to say mine. No, or that other League of Legends chick that was there, but I don't have a picture of her. So that was the back of my shirt. That's kind of cool. That's probably a better picture. You can kind of see the logo a little bit better. Oh, I'm zooming in. I don't mean to. But that's the back of my shirt. It has Project and my Twitch stuff on it, which is awesome because Will's a badass. That was us walking to the venue. They had some stuff that was on fire. And that was me enjoying the balls just before we headed out. Yeah. Fucking pro gamer sexy shit. Alright, so that's kind of some pictures. That's not all inclusive, but the SC2 crowd kind of seemed dead in terms of noise and interest. Any specific reason? No. No. Like, I really don't have a legitimate reason why. Like, I think we cheered enough when games started. We didn't go absolutely batshit crazy. We might have been able to, but no. I mean, we were interested. It was a good group. Just nothing like. It wasn't like the the OSL finals where that chick like got a high five from Rain or whatever and like fucking lost her shit. Manor party boy. There we go. The crowd seemed like they were tired or something. I wish I had someone else here that could answer that question because my brain was like not functioning. Like after I got done competing, and like I didn't play that many games, but even after I got done competing, like my adrenaline's up and I was just fucking retarded. But they seemed like they were tired. It was fucking cold in the venue though. Like today, I was actually shivering. So it was very, very cold in the venue for the first time. But it's just now starting to get cold in Dallas. So the Koreans, the abundance of Koreans dominating, getting boring. I don't think so. I think people wanted to see the Koreans dominate, to be honest. You know, a lot of people were cheering for Rain and Flash. Like, I was more, like, rooting for the foreign hopes. Like, I was like, Naniwan's still on it! Go Naniwan! Go Naniwan on his ass! I felt like I was the only one that was kind of cheering. But I don't know. It seemed like the crowd was kind of older, too, at least to me. At least a lot of the crowd seemed like, kind of older in terms of things. They weren't like little schoolgirls or anything like that. The guy that I played, the Terran that I played, the guy named Iron, when we introduced each other, he was just like, "Thank God," and I was like, "Do I look like that huge of a noob? What are you talking about?" But no, he was like, "Man, I'm so glad that I actually get to play like a dude that's kind of older." And I was like, "Great! Now I just feel like I'm 60 fucking years old." But he was just like, "I got beat by an 18-year-old girl, and that's the reason why I'm in the losers bracket." And I think he played Quantic Flow. Actually, let's see if we can find the brackets and we can actually see what he actually played against. MLG Dallas brackets. Let's see here. Brackets